Anthony Richardson Pro Day today, the fourth and final Pro Day of one of the first-round quarterbacks. We're expecting 4 of them, and we can get 4 of them in a row. Who knows? We might get a 5th later on. I don't know.
Rich Eisen, have you seen some of these throw videos yet?
I have seen some of the throw videos from Anthony Richardson, and we knew it would be impressive. We knew he would look impressive. He did at the Combine, and all that was just 3 straight throws in a row to guys he didn't know in drills he hadn't run yet, and then get to the back of the line and then show up about 3 minutes later, do it again, and that would be the end of the drill for most parts. Now you're seeing 45, 50, 60 throws by him in his home spot, and he just looks the part. He does. And we heard the other day from Frank Reich saying that his tape has first overall screaming all over it. And he is really, really enticing. It's just that he didn't have the wins and the losses, and we asked him about that last month, right after, or is it still earlier this month when he was on the Monday after the Combine that he, blew up with his performance. And he had an interesting response to that about how it's a team game and that shouldn't be held against him. And you could seek it out on our YouTube page or the Rich Eisen Show collection page right here on the Roku channel. It's our video on demand service. The question is does he supplant C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young? And that's a tall order, one would think.
Or who's going to 3 to get him?
Now you're talking, Christopher, because this is the O. Henry-like plot twist to the Pro Day week that started 2 Mondays ago, or 2 Tuesdays ago, I guess, is when C.J. Stroud went first, and then the next day Bryce Young went, and the day after that Will Levis went. And each time we saw the Carolina Panthers brass hug it out. I think C.J. Stroud won the DAP contest. He got the most DAP from the Carolina Panthers staff, including a hot mic picking up quarterbacks coach Josh McCown, telling him about, finding a place for him. Was it to play golf or something? When he gets a place in Charlotte? That was the phrase. When you get a place in Charlotte. It's a hot mic that caught him saying that. And then, of course, the night before, the Tepper family and everyone else took the prospects out to dinner. C.J. Stroud dinner, night before C.J. Stroud Pro Day, and then night of the C.J. Stroud Pro Day, fly to Alabama to take out Bryce Young to dinner, and then Bryce Young's Pro Day, night of that, fly to Kentucky to take Will Levis out to dinner. Well, last night, there was no dinner for the Panthers and Anthony Richardson. They just had a flat-out meeting. It's because he had a different dinner date. His dinner was with the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, baby.
Now talk about a little plot twist.
Oh, baby.
Now then.
Come on.
Don't know. You can have 2 dinners. I mean, look, the guy.
Hey, he's a growing young man.
He's a growing young man.
I mean,
I'm just going to have. He doesn't strike me as that. I'll just have some bread here and a drink and then move on to the next spot. That's the way I would have handled it. But I'm also a 53-year-old man who can't run. I'm assuming he just had a meeting with them, and then he had the sit-down dinner with the Raiders.
yes.
The spring wind is a seafood tower. I'll have the steak. I'll have the steak sandwich and the steak sandwich. So here you go.
Yes.
The Raiders took him out to dinner. And boy, does that just fascinate me. Now, how did this happen? First things first. What does this mean for the draft? Are they thinking of moving up to 3 to go get Anthony Richardson? Because if they move up to 3,
please do it.
Then the Cardinals just moved down to 7, and I think the Cardinals would be just fine with that if they could just stockpile picks.
One of their top defenders anyway.
Because, again, if it goes quarterback 4 straight picks to start the draft, then the Seahawks have the first overall pick in this draft. They do. Then they have anybody that's not a quarterback. And clearly, you heard when Pete Carroll joined us on this show a couple of weeks ago saying that they are absolutely in the market of kicking tires on the quarterbacks and looking at all the quarterbacks because they don't plan on picking 5 again anytime soon. So maybe you do take a look-see, but they might have to trade up to get one of these guys. Do they move up the 2 spots? Because the Raiders are having dinner with Richardson, and they don't want to be beaten out on Richardson. If you fall in love with Richardson and you feel the Panthers and the Texans are going to go Stroud and Young in whatever order you wind up taking them, then are the Seahawks interested in moving up? Do the Colts just move up 1 spot? Because the Cardinals, again, are not in the market for a quarterback. Theirs is coming back from a knee injury. He's theirs. Kyler Murray. And if Murray isn't theirs, guess what? They're going to be in a position to lose a ton of games this year. And Caleb Williams is sitting out there, and maybe Kyler Murray winds up in the Josh Rosen position. Wouldn't that be wild? That's a huge contract to trade, though, with somebody coming off of a knee injury. But that is for another day. The Raiders took Anthony Richardson out to dinner. The Raiders had a hole to do. Just think about that. What would Anthony Richardson in the silver and black in Las Vegas, Nevada look like once Jimmy G is all done with his tenure there? Because if you feel that the young man that looked like Adonis, right, and threw it all over the place today in Gainesville, Florida, needs more time, well, then Jimmy G's your perfect bridge quarterback, isn't he? Mm-hmm. Isn't he, Chris?
Yes, he
right?
is.
All of this makes sense, doesn't it?
It all makes sense. And then, look, you can even start Jimmy G. Say Jimmy G makes it through the whole year this year healthy. You can even start him next year. And then if he gets off to a slow start, you're 2-4, whatever, bam. Kid sat for a year, he's ready to go.
And then there's Devontae Adams and our friend from yesterday, Jacoby Myers, and everyone else.
Everybody else.
And then you want to take a battle. You want a battle position in the AFC West with Herbert and Mahomes and Russell. You got yourself your difference maker with a huge ceiling in Anthony Richardson. I kind of dig it. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.